Hey everybody, it's time for some more Ori action coming to you from the Tatsu division. We've got a pretty good match here between Jay Halcyon and Xeirla. I'll be commentating tonight as Sigma, and I'm joined by Rufus. How's it going, dude?
I'm going good and kind of excited for tonight. We got two back-to-back races, so we have this one, then one right after, and hoping to see some good runs by these players.
Yeah, that's what you always hope to see. This one, well, it's going to be a fun run to watch, but it's, in terms of PB time, a little one-sided. We're kind of expecting Halcyon to maybe run away with this one. You never know what might happen in Ori, particularly when you're kind of in these more volatile race times, like the 40 to 50 minute range, but it would be pretty incredible to see, a different result than Halcyon winning. But, we're here to watch. We're here to cheer everybody along every step of the way, so I'll be excited to see what these runners can bring to the table here.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be exciting to see what they can put up, and exciting to see if we can get any PBs or anything like that. Kind of like you were saying, I think the head-to-head graph down there kind of explains what's how these two players are currently doing. But yeah, like always, kind of with the two players, we got Halcyon, who is really new, and I think for like when he started, is to have a PB where he has is like incredibly impressive. So it'll be awesome to see what he's up to. And then Xeirla doesn't need too much of an introduction. We got the Wacom pen player, and the world record holder. So we'll see if we can get a new Wacom pen world record tonight.
I'm always hoping to see that, or a second place time is pretty good too. Like, just the best you are at your input method, it's always nice. But it's always funny to see because they play so well on it, but nobody else uses that. Everybody's like, I like a mouse, but it's cool.
Yeah, we got to do one of those switch your input methods where the KBM players play controller and the controller play KBM, but except for everyone just plays Wacom pen.
Yeah, that'd probably be pretty fun. Seeing how well everybody could do, just like, somebody should bring one to a GDQ or something, and then we take turns messing with it.
Yeah, I've never even used one for anything else. I'm not much of an artist, but Xeirla is, and that's kind of one of the reasons he got into the game, and so it's kind of awesome to see that commitment to what drew him to the game and what he's able to do with the Wacom pen.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And then on the previous screen from this one, we saw that the winner of this match will go up to play against Meldon in the next round. But our runners are ready, and they both have kind of the same setup on their saves there.
That's actually incredible if these screens aren't just being duplicated right now. Oh.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, I was like, that is probably the screen being duplicated. But we are off, and our races have started, and a little bit of a lag on Xeirla's, but they're both in there, and they're both going to be walking down to get signed.
Yep. Looks like we've got stuff sorted out. Now we've got the color code coming in from Xeirla, getting an absolutely horrible color. You can't even see Ori.
That's as bad as it gets.
That's the kind of color code that during the next cutscene you just start inputting more color codes, and you hope that you can break out of the dark blue, dark purple cycle.
But then you get you get the dark blue, dark purple cycle going for like 3 or 4 rotations.
Yeah. But maybe it's just kind of fun. Like, it's challenge mode to play with the semi-invisible Ori, so we might actually see Xeirla keep it. I definitely wouldn't myself, but it can be interesting, that's for sure. And Halcyon,
and look at the color code on Halcyon.
Yeah, that's a much more tolerable color. It's like on the borderline of the color that would blend in with the background, but it's a lot lighter, so that's pretty good. And Xeirla will persist with this color code, so hopefully they get to wall jump without instant. Oh, Halcyon! Well, that's not the best start because he got hit in the Frankie fight and got some experience. So he has that animation out of the way at least, but his health's going to be a little low, and this section will be a little weird because normally you don't take any experience or any damage in that part.
Yeah, it can always be one of those things that just kind of throws you off as your experience routes is slightly different, and hopefully he doesn't overcompensate for it or anything, but is able to correctly get the level up when he wants, and same thing with health management.
Yeah, he actually killed the first 2 slimes. I don't know if he usually does that, but The first one dropped the health orb, so he had to sit through that animation, but that's okay. He could have stacked it anyways because he'd already grabbed experience. And he is now up to, I think, 3 health. I'm not sure what Xeirla's at, but I think that went smoothly. Oh gosh, okay, Halcyon. It's fine. He nearly got hit by that quill, but everything's fine.
Just blame the color code.
Yeah, exactly. So Halcyon's got through the ghost door now, Xeirla getting through as well. There's always kind of this little sigh of relief that you can breathe at this point, because any, mess ups coming up to this could send you back to right after the front fight. But they've got their save down and they're heading through the second part towards wall jump now.
Yep, they both had to take 2 hits in order to die for the ghost door, so kind of the same there. But other than that, Halcyon's just played a little cleaner and able to get past this part slightly quicker. No huge advantage at this point, but both of them sticking with their color code, so that's fun to see.
Yeah, that will get removed once they do the reload into Blackroot Burrows, but until then, we'll be sitting with these colors. Something interesting to note. Oh, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, which is good, because going into Blackroot with the color code Xeirla had would be impossible to work with.
Gosh, you're right. All right, so Halcyon aiming to level up on the way out of wall jump. Did a quick check of the UI there just to confirm that he's in range. Indeed he is. Xeirla making his way down to wall jump now. Just spirit flaming this last stuff down, and may level up on the way down here, may level up on the way up. We'll see in a moment. Will this flower be... Oh no! Oh,
hopefully
dodge
don't
that.
die.
Okay, that flower has a health drop in it. Oh god. Okay.
Making out with what looks like 1 HP. On the other side, we have Halcyon picking up his energy and working on his way out. So like Sigma said, we'll see him go for the level up on the way out. But other than that, his experience is good to get that level up. So, oh, yes, there it is.
Yeah, didn't. Oh man, the slime managed to dodge the level up explosion because of that.
Yeah, I think it was going to be walked back.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that's definitely not the worst post wall jump death you could take, because it was relatively early. But he's not too happy with that. Jumping into that wall, which does 2 damage, really does hurt. So that will put Xeirla in a little bit of a lead for now. And Xeirla opted to do another color code during the wall jump cutscene. Got a pretty strong red color, so that's a pretty nice one. But we're now past the part where it really matters too much.
Yeah, at this point, it's not too big of a deal. And struggling a little bit to get the correct amount of experience was Xeirla, so they didn't level up as early as they wanted to, and that gave Halcyon a chance to get the lead back.
Yep, both players going through the elbow now. Getting beat up a little bit. Hell does a quick UI check. Still has 2 health at this point. And Xeirla, I think, has killed the slimes, so should be fairly healthy as well. So they will have to be a little careful, both these runners, heading into the Blackroot approach, because if they, slip up and run directly into the spike wall right before, which sometimes you see people do just because they're trying to, optimize running in there just as they blow it up. They will die in 1 hit, but I imagine our runners would be a little conservative on that. And Hal's, giving that spike wall a wide berth there, and Xeirla as well, making sure that it goes down. And Hal will take a save as well on Spirit Well. Might be a slip up, but at 1 health could very well have been intentional to not go into Blackroot at 1, so that's pretty unpleasant.
Yeah, for sure it is. In fact, I've seen some runners opt to just take the save there at the teleporter just to have full health going in. But both of them get their save anywhere off, and now they're both back to just the wide Ori and heading down in. So see how their movement goes throughout Blackroot.
Yep, so Hal leading the way here is going to be killing. And I like that safety save before crossing the spike pit. It's, especially because he's going to be leveling up a bit later. A level up refills your energy and resets your save cooldown. So with whatever energy you have in the start of Blackroot, you can just place any saves you want. And if you were to fall into that spike pit, it's a lot less painful to be right beside it than back at the start, that's for sure. So with a level up here, Halcyon blows up the slime, places another safety save, and looks like is going to be getting immediate value out of it because he got stuck in that spike pit. So Xeirla gets a little bit of a chance to catch up with that one, but Hal's still progressing along nicely, and Xeirla's trying to bounce up these walls. It's kind of deceptively tricky jumps to get up there, but he's up there now, and Oh, nice! The spider shot either hit the crystal or got iframed by the orb pickup, because for some reason, Ori's invincible when you're picking up orbs. I don't know why.
I didn't actually know that about the invincibility, but interesting. Yeah, wait. I know Xeirla almost wanting to die in those same spikes, but ends up living probably with low HP at this point as he makes his way across, and Halcyon working on manipulating the cycle here for the next room in Black Room.
Yep, so just sitting through this last lantern cutscene. Now, does he grab this? Yeah, he does grab that experience. As our stats folks were pointing out, that death may have made a miss experience from one of the slimes down below, and he didn't take Magnet going in, so I think it was important that he got that 10 orb. And with his UI kind of turning off and on occasionally, just to check his experience a bit, I think he was well aware of the situation he was in and took it intentionally.
Yeah, at this point, I think both runners are trying to kind of take it safe and play kind of cautiously. Xeirla actually getting the level up, noticing that, and yeah, that'll really mess you up when it comes to the Frankie walk, which is the next trick. So Xeirla deciding to instead go back to the beginning of Blackroot and manage his EXP a little better.
That's a pretty good decision, I think. The only other way to deal with this situation would be to farm enough experience to be a level higher, which, well, I mean, it might be faster, but you risk messing that up too, and it's better to just go back to something you know. So Xeirla will opt to, I think, skip all of the remaining slimes after this 100 experience orb on this pass through Blackroot, and then everything should be okay. We see Hal as well killing an extra slime on the way out just to make sure his experience is working out. So both players trying to manage their experience into the Frankie walk, not having the smoothest of setups for it, but Hal gets it, and Xeirla should be okay on this time. Just has to avoid this lantern slime. We'll place a save just before it, just in case things go wrong. And yeah, we'll be set up well for the Frankie walk as long as they don't kill any more enemies in here.
Yep. And so, yeah, we got Halcyon doing his Frankie walk. Xeirla making his way through Blackroot for the second time. And kind of going back to what you said about the experience, I think I kind of noticed he was killing a lot of slimes on the way out and maybe got more experience than he planned. But I think it is kind of a good decision, like you said, to go back to that save, not try to improvise in a way that maybe he doesn't practice, he doesn't feel comfortable with, and that could possibly throw off his experience route for the rest of the game. So good decision there. Just has to make sure not to collect any more experience from the remaining slimes. And Halcyon is through his Frankie walk. Just has to get under that Frankie, which he does, and we'll see him make his way into Grotto.
Yep. Nice Death Gauntlet run from Hal here. He'll get up to this third energy cell and then has the option to place a save immediately. Might have to hold on to it for a little while. Looks like charging it up just to go before this slime in case of a bad ramp down. So, good stuff from him. Xeirla, meanwhile, back on track, skipping all of the remaining slimes in Blackroot, so we'll be set up for the Frankie walk this time.
Did you see if Xeirla leveled a Magnet on the way in?
Yes, that's what he got. So that he couldn't even kill the slimes. He had to just sit there and dodge them because the
Which is, yeah, that's some tricky movement because you have to make sure that with the slow movement with the orb to just not even kill the slimes and just dodge their attacks can be annoying to do. Halcyon makes it through his ghost door. Pretty good movement from all of Moon Grotto, and he's going to be going on to the double jump tree.
Yeah, how pulling off the Grotto cycle on the way in as well is super impressive. That trick is so hard to do. It's just an 8-second save, and it kind of looks like, oh yeah, you just dash in there, look at it from a distance, but it's very difficult to pull off. So that's super good stuff for him. And now with the double jump line movement, getting about halfway up the right wall there, while still waiting for the camera to catch up. So that's a pretty good blind movement. So Hal is doing quite well here. Definitely a good pace. Aside from that one little flub leaving wall jump taking a death, the rest of this run for him has been really great so far.
Yeah, and getting an update from a truck right now, he was about 21 seconds behind his PB at double jump, which saving 10 seconds in that split. So I'm guessing he didn't get the early crusher cycle in his PB attempt. So saving up some time there, and pretty good pace for having like that early death, like you said. Xeirla, on the other hand, getting dash and moving on his way to towards the Frankie walk.
Yep, Hal having pretty good movement through this grotto as well. I believe it was a second try grotto skip, which is pretty nice. The platform started swinging a little and he managed to deal with it. So let's check out Xeirla's pass into the Frankie walk here, as Hell's just kind of going through a movement-based section of the game, nothing much happening. So Xeirla takes a save on the Spirit Wall just to be at full health for this, and in the event of a Frankie walk failure, you have a save that's much closer to the dash tree, so it'll lure this guy along. And this trick is definitely, especially when you're, newer, you haven't done as many runs of the game, haven't practiced as much, this is a super intimidating trick because you can't save for the longest time during it, and deaths are incredibly punishing, so I hope that Xeirla is able to get through it first try, and I'm definitely rooting for that.
Yeah, and also because he took the save, he's able to kind of take a little more damage there because he's not sitting at 2 when going over those spikes, because half the spikes do 1 damage, the other half do 2, but he makes it through, no problem. Has his Frank in the position, so just needs to get him to jump one more time. If he will jump, there it is. Getting the experience, and he's so close to level up, he'll make it through. On the other hand, we have Halcyon just making his way out to Ginzo. Pretty good movement so far from him, as he grabs this experience and the time to level up here.
Man, Halcyon, you've got the dash ramp down through that mushroom. Meanwhile, Xeirla, getting through the Death Gauntlet first try from the looks of it, just a couple more things to kill, and we'll be able to get up to that 3rd energy cell and place a very, very relieving safety save, perhaps immediately, yes. So locking that progress and getting through the front walk first try, that's always good to see. And Hal will be heading over to Ginzo. Just got to pick up this teleporter over to the right here, because it speeds up the end of the game just by a little bit versus using the Grotto teleporter that we already have.
Yep, and we got Xeirla coming through. Doesn't look like he's going to be attempting the fast Grotto cycle. So just going to take the energy here and be looking to set up his HP for the Ghost Door. And Halcyon actually missed the cutscene skip here, going for the Insurgenso. So going to be getting there with below a 14 Insurgenso. And we'll see how he's doing with respect to his PB at this point.
Yeah, pretty decent. People, you see the most movements during the cutscene and whatever, and you're like, oh, well, you must be a little frustrated with that. But the cutscenes aren't too long, so it's just kind of, gosh, why did I miss that kind of thing, is what you say when you have that kind of thing happen. So Hell, going through the first couple of rooms again, so here, see how he does with these gamer cycles. Oh, okay, this room has just got a whole lot harder because he took that fall. We'll place a safety save right away, but when you don't make mistakes moving through this room, all of these enemies circling around these platforms are in kind of set positions that you'll be used to, and as soon as anything goes wrong, it seems like they all immediately get in your way.
Yep, and the truck informing us that as he entered Ginzo, he's only 25 seconds behind, so maybe lost a couple seconds, probably the couple seconds from the cutscene there, but really not too huge of a disadvantage, just a couple seconds. And besides that one mess up in the Gleamer room, he is making good progress through Ginzo. Xeirla, on the other hand, making his way out of Moon Grotto, got double jump, and is working his way towards the early Grotto cycle. Or sorry, the Grotto skip.
That's the one. I can never remember the names of these Grotto tricks either. It's the Grotto something. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Having a bit of a close encounter with some horizontal pressures, but not taking a death, so that's always good. We'll place a save right before Grotto skip. This is a pretty good decision, because if you fail it a bunch, this platform starts to swing, and the jump just becomes way harder when you're jumping from a swinging platform that you're not used to the position of. So Xeirla taking a couple attempts at this precise jump, and, may go for a while. If the platform starts to swing too badly, might just actually take an intentional death to reset it, but it's not going too badly yet, so trying to, see right there, just like, I fell off, I might as well make the platform be stable again, and we'll give it another try. Meanwhile, Halcyon cleans up the mini-boss pretty nicely there. Just takes a quick dip into the spikes intentionally to set up the next Ghost Door. Also managed to pull a color code off at some point and got a terrible color once again, so the color code's really not liking the runners much this race.
Yeah, like this really has been the most awful color codes. I feel like if we made a tier list for color codes, like we'd be all pretty low on that tier list with what we've got in this race.
Yeah,
but
these are definitely some D rank color codes. I guess the red we had before was pretty high up there, but the rest of them are just terrible. So
I'd give that maybe a B or something.
Okay. What's a D to you? Like actually just completely
No,
transparent?
the red I'd give a B. This gray.
Oh,
gray
okay, fair. We got pink now. What's your rating? Keep in mind we're in the top part of Ginzo, so this kind of isn't great against this background, but in general I do like pink fair bit as a color code goes.
Yeah, he actually looks just as similar as these shots, so maybe he'll camouflage with him. The slimes won't attack him or something.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Looks like that slime wasn't fooled, but he's making his way along pretty well. So Xeirla progressing through Grotto pretty smoothly now after we passed that Grotto skip a bit earlier. Halcyon is just flying through the Ginso tree using Bash and the power of his pink color code.
Taking an intentional hit there, so he'd be set up to die, and he gets the key dupe first try, so he's going to make sure to rekindle his save here. Doesn't want to lose that progress. That's one of the more frustrating deaths, I would say, after you get the key dupe once and then accidentally die the second time. It can be really frustrating, but he's not going to have to worry about that because he was smart enough to do the rekindle there, taking it safe and getting the keys for the second time.
Yeah, I feel like when you forget to rekindle or you don't rekindle this section, it's just really super hard not to hit the spikes, but when you do, it's like, oh, it's easy, you know. no pressure at all. So Hell getting through there and takes a death on the mini boss trying to get up to the wall, but that's not a big deal. There's an autosave right at the start, so barely matters. And then just giving the mini boss a bit of a taste of his own medicine there. A couple of shots into the elemental's core and it's dead.
Yep, so great time for him coming out of Ginso, and he did catch up with and pass his PB going in to get Bash, so he's now 19 seconds ahead, so I'm sure he's thrilled with his pace so far. Xeirla, on the other hand, opting to push the rock in instead of pulling it out. Not too much of a time difference, but maybe he finds the Crusher's a little scary when he's pulling it out.
Yeah, the thing about it is if you don't get the first cycle of Crushers where you get, past before the one that's right next to the rock comes down on you, it's actually faster to push it than to wait for the next cycle. So if your movement is slow going in, it's like you might as well just push it because you're waiting way too long for Crushers to go around and get through. So maybe that's what Xeirla went for there, so that's pretty good to see. Now Hell's coming up on Swamp Entry, so let's watch over on the left side how this goes. This trick can really make you sink a lot of time, but this frog setup looks pretty nice so far. Now he just has to deal with these last two platforms. He's taking a hit from the frog there, which is going to be a bit uncomfortable, and now we see the joys of physics. This platform actually has a very thin hitbox, and at the speed these shots travel at, which isn't even all that fast, they can be on one side on one frame and on the other side the other. So got a few shots arcing through, and now Hell's trying to go for a double bash here to get this shot to go to the next roof. Now let's see. Yeah, lobbing it at an angle there is what you want to do so that it kind of intersects with the hitbox, not completely perpendicular, and Hell manages to break that roof, get into Swamp, so takes a couple extra bashes, but not dying on that trick is honestly really good. Gets another color code to a yellow, so the colors are kind of saying sorry for those early game ones and giving us a little bit better of a palette now.
Even though I do feel like for the area that he's going in, it's not actually as good as it could have been in some of the earlier areas. Like this would be lovely to see in Ginso, but he almost taken a death there, able to make it out just barely.
Oh no!
As I say that.
Well, what can you say? He almost managed to get up there double bashing that shot, so that was pretty crazy, but we'll just had a save right at the ghost door. It's going for some double bashes again. Trying to get a chain of these double bashes here, which is, if you get them all first try, mere frames faster than just climbing up. So maybe going for a little swag, I'm going to show off this cool strat a little bit, but he's going to say, okay, enough of that. Let's just jump up to Stomp now.
Yeah, maybe decided just to take it safe there at the end, not wanting to mess around with the double bashes anymore, losing any more time than he has to.
Oh, at some point, Xeirla managed to fit in another color code and got red again. And now Halcyon is green. Holy smokes. This is the most colorful race I've ever seen.
It really is. And if we have to rank these two colors, what do you give them, Sigma?
I think red has to be A tier to me. I'll give the green A-.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're both quite nice. I like the green a lot. The red is definitely one that's not gonna be confused with any of the other colors in the background or anything. So not bad. And with the power of the red, Xeirla able to take out the mini boss. and he's making his way towards Bash.
Yep, Hell just pausing for a moment to do a dash glide over that laser, and we'll be heading on to the Crow cutscene skip. So Hell did lose some time with the bit of a struggle getting up to the stomp tree. He's about 30 seconds behind his PB, but this Crow cutscene skip, which he nails, very nice setup, will help him, keep the potential for a PB open into the late game. I'm not quite sure how his PB's late game is. Okay. Oh man, falling there would have been really bad because he wanted that health cell, but he managed to just barely catch those ledges every time. And looks like Xeirla actually took a death to the mini boss, so we'll have to plink away at it again here.
Yeah, he actually got through it once, died to the spikes, and then died the second time fighting him. So really kind of unfortunate.
I missed that first spike death, but that's why you will sometimes see people place saves after the boss, just so that they don't have to potentially go back and fight it again. But depending on what your health is at, you sometimes don't want to save because you want to sit up for the next ghost door.
Yep, it's definitely something where you're managing your health as well as you put down the saves.
Hell, pausing for a moment up at the Charge Flame entrance here. This is because he got a short hop from that Frankie. So he needs to make sure the Frankie falls down into this pit. It's just the fastest way back out is to bash off him. You can, of course, use the intended way out, Charge Flame the wall and run around, but that's slow, and Charge Flame's not that interesting of a skill. We'd rather use bash.
Yes, indeed. And also, I think it's a little easier once you when you're doing the long save order like this. Xeirla, on the other hand, taking another death. Yeah, but this time he placed a save. He broke the ground that the keystone was on, and then on his way back to get it, wasn't able to get it without touching the spikes.
Yeah, getting back over there once that ground is gone is super difficult without taking any damage. So Xeirla takes another death there, but this save has a lot of value, not having to fight the mini-boss each time, so these are not so costly anymore. Now Hell's going to be heading into Valley. Placing saves, this is kind of an interesting moment of the run. This Valley entry, nice double bash chain on that frog, skip climbing the walls there. Hell just likes the double bashes and hates walls, today it would appear.
Yeah, and it worked out from there, so able to save a little bit of time going up that way. Xeirla, on the other hand, able to get his save and got his ghost door set up, so he's now at bash. And it's going to be exciting to see on his end. Xeirla actually earlier in the run skipped the Grotto Spirit Well, so he will not be going back to Swamp Ninja. He's actually planning on doing the Ginzo escape. Halcyon, on the other hand, deciding to skip Fast Stompless.
Yep, these are both kind of optional tricks. Fast Stompless saves around 20 seconds, approximately, but if you miss it, the time loss just adds up, and it's very expensive to miss it each time. Like, if you miss it once, it would have been faster to have just not even tried. So, just not even trying in the first place, if your consistency isn't great, is a good decision. And similar for Xeirla, doing the Ginzo escape rather than Swamp Entry. Swamp Entry saves around 30 seconds, but it's a not easy frog manipulation, and as we saw on Helsing's side, like sometimes the shots just won't agree with you. They'll go through the ground, the frog can run into the water, all this kind of bad stuff can happen with it. So anybody who's learned the route, older routes before that trick was in, or just doesn't really like dealing with that trick, can just do the Ginzo escape. It's going to be faster if you're going to fail the Swamp Entry a few times, so it's a good decision there. Now Halcyon's managed to get through Valley, he's picked up Feather. We'll be taking a save on the Spirit Wall here. After having dropped a few safety saves in Valley, he needs to refill energy for this next part. So, just takes a moment to do that, and now we get to see the power of Charge Dash.
Yep, decided to go down to the lower frog to get up. You have to do a little more precise timing with the Charge Dash to get up that way, but he got up no problem. And from what we've seen today, he's definitely going for the double bash method, as that's been kind of his... Luckily he had that 5 health. He took a damage there, but no problem as he's able to damage boost once since he has the 5 health, and he gets up first try in Star's Best, so awesome job from him there.
Yeah, I don't think he's placed a save yet, though. Okay, whoa! I thought he was trying to place one, but it didn't quite go off. He's sitting at 1 health right now. May opt to float to the top and then place it just before the spike cave, so we won't have to worry about taking a death here. Xeirla, in the meantime, is showing us a part of the game we didn't see on Halcyon's side, the top of Ginzo. So we do get rid of one frog manipulation, but we have a different frog manipulation. We can't reduce our quota of frog manipulations in the round. We're going to use this guy to level up at the top of the Ginso tree. And, oh, the man. Okay, yeah. So what happened there was Xeirla shot the core, actually, and triggered a cutscene, which makes the rest of the core invincible. The idea is to level up there and have the explosion destroy both sides, but recognizing it immediately, and we'll reload and attempt it once again.
Did you see if he had the correct experience for the level up?
I didn't catch that. He reloaded before the level up would have triggered, so... Oh, the frog ran away. Gosh, darn it. We'll take an intentional death and try once again.
Yeah, and Halcyon on the other side, taking a death as himself in the spike cave, but he's got to save anywhere, and he's doing some nice blind movement through here. Well, I guess it's not completely blind, but deciding to save at the save.
Yeah, partially obscured. If you have vision like this, please don't be on the road.
It's better than the. Do you remember the old? Well, I guess of course you do. Teleport anywhere, blind movements. We try not to talk about those too much. Xeirla's got through core skip now, and we'll be on the Ginso escape. Meanwhile, Halcyon breaking his way up to the Sunstone, so his run's progressing quite smoothly, and Xeirla will be showing us this amazing escape sequence that we all miss. It's really sad that the swamp entry trick got found, because now we don't get to have this nice musical interlude, and it's honestly kind of a break after you've done it a bunch of times. It's like, yeah, bash this, bash that. It's pretty straightforward, but it looks awesome. Yep, I definitely remember it was a definitely way fun part of the run. A lot of people in their casual playthrough definitely enjoyed this part as well, so it's always good to watch and see, kind of remember that.
Yeah, so Xeirla progressing on through the Ginso escape as Halcyon has just grabbed the Sunstone and will be heading out Suro's Pass momentarily. Xeirla's picking up a couple experience orbs here. I must admit, I'm not super familiar with the experience roads that everybody who does the Ginso escape takes, but I mean, at this point, there's no more time to level up, so the more experience you have, probably the better. And these experience orbs in Ginso were always in all of the routes that did the escape before, because they're just super fast to grab. They're way faster than any of the experience orbs out on the map.
Yep, and getting that level up will probably be useful when he goes to learn Charge Dash. Halcyon making his way into Misty now, showing off the fast movement kind of with all the skills he's learned up to this point. Good movement from him so far. And I think at this point he's kind of fallen a little more behind his PP from some of the unfortunate deaths he's had, but still putting up some good movement here in Misty.
Yeah, ooh, takes a spike hit right there. Has enough health to survive one, but will die upon another hit. So we'll see if he opts to save before the last spike section or says, nah, you got it. There's a couple energy crystals he could pick up so that he goes up to 2 energy and still has 1 left in Charge Dash. It's kind of a theme. No matter how people decide to use their energy in Misty, pretty much always you want to use up all your energy except for 1, and then continually refund that last one with Charge Dashes and such until you're able to refill. But he did place a safety save, and that was pretty darn valuable because it healed him up to 4, and then he immediately took another spike hit. So that would have been death without that, but makes it on to climb now. So that will give a full health, full energy refill, and he'll be able to tear through the second half of Misty as well. So that was a nice climb entry for sure.
Yep, and definitely great decision making, putting down those safety saves, noticing that he was at 2 health and wanting to go back up to 4, like you said.
So as Halcyon's tearing through Misty over on the left, we've got a bit of an interesting trick coming up from Xeirla on the right side. This is called Drainless, and the deal here is that we need to break our way out of Swamp, which is normally done by draining the area below using Charge Flame, which Xeirla does not yet have. Now, as it turns out, we can glitch our way through it instead. So by winding up a stomp, saving in midair using the ability menu, and then reloading the file, you get dropped onto the platform and it will break underwater. If done correctly, it should look like this. There we have it. So the platform's gone and you can just swim out of Swamp. So that's how you get out of Swamp when not using a frog to break your way in.
And we know that Controller's actually easier to swim with than KVM, but how do you think Whack 'em Pen compares in that? Think that makes swimming a little easier?
If it has, oh man, I bet you there'd be some cool input method Like, you could point with the pen where you want to swim, but I bet it doesn't work. Just kind of like how you can't swim with the mouse, keyboard mouse. We gotta ask Moon about that one. And Will o' the Wisps, please include mouse swimming and whack pen swimming. It's an important note.
As like a key rebind, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'd give up key rebindings. Just whack pen swimming. It's more important. Put the development time on that.
Definitely very important. And he's setting up here for his Kuro cutscene skip. Ended up taking a death the first time, so we'll see if he's able to scare this frog back into the position. And a little bit late on the bash there, but...
And so we get to see the big bird. Still hunting the light, blinded by hate, and all that kind of cool stuff. So Halcyon, during all of this, has finished up Misty. Almost manages the one cycle that boss there. It leaves the second one with just a sliver of health. Gives it an opportunity to run away. Like, you don't want to just exterminate all of the mortar worms because they won't be able to, you know, repopulate the forest, but it refused to run. It was out for blood. It came back and then killed it mercilessly.
Yes, he did, and now he is on his way out of Misty, while Xeirla is also picking up his 5th health cell, so that'll be useful for him. Same reason we saw for Halcyon, both in Misty and in Sorrow's Pass, just to have that little bit of survivability. Plus, they're both going to want it for the end of the game anyways, as, well, I guess Xeirla is not doing the poisoned water in the escape, but Halcyon we will see doing that momentarily.
Yeah, even without the escape, having 5 health is just really nice for Zero Pass, so it's probably a good thing to get. So Halcyon, heading towards Grenade now, I think was a bit low on energy, so opts to take a save there and just refill. It's better than dealing with being out of energy down at the Grenade tree. That's pretty terrible. And now Xeirla getting out of this 5th energy location with that Stomp Stall, and will be almost towards Charge Flame and then the Valley section.
Yep, Halcyon placing down his save so that he can start lifting up this door that we'll have to go through earlier. Makes the laser cycle. See if he can get this faster cycle down here. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. He's just going to wait for the laser to play it a little safe. Does his 2 charge jumps, and he is going to be placing down a save here to do a save anywhere. Meanwhile, Xeirla getting Charge Flame on his end, so made good progress through that segment.
Alright, one thing I want to point out, which is kind of neat about what Halcyon's done, is he went all the way up a purple tree. Normally what people will do with their late game level ups, and this doesn't really matter for much because we're just using them to skip cutscenes, we don't need the abilities for anything, is people will grab Quick Flame and then just go up the red tree so that they can shoot energy crystals a little bit faster and they have a wider Charge Flame for the escape. But by going all the way up the purple tree, what you get is an ability called Ultra Magnet, which means every drop, wherever it happens, will magnet to him. So he could like kill an energy crystal and not wait around for it to magnet. The energy will chase him. Any of the swarms he kills on his way over to Mount Horu, their energy will chase him. So I had thought about giving this a try just to like get probably a couple more energy drops later on, but Halcyon putting it into action, so we'll have to see stuff chasing him around as he kills enemies on the way to Horu, which should be cool to see.
Yeah, the big one that comes to my mind is that first one going into Horu Fields. Sometimes you have to sit there and wait for that one for no more than a second, but it still can be, oh, and he's deciding to test the spikes out there and seeing that they do indeed damage, but that's fine because he fills up his health. Xeirla on the other end, making his way up towards getting Feather, and not sure, he might be down one ability point from being able to get his charge dash, so we'll have to see there if he has enough.
Yeah, now that I think of it, I think that extra level up in Ginso was probably used to give the point for Drainless, so I think he'll probably still be okay on Charge Dash, but we'll have to see. So now we've got Halcyon. Look at all these drops just going immediately to him. None of this waiting around for Magnet. Look, experience 20 miles away, it's gonna chase him down. That's the stuff. In some of the longer categories in this game, you actually get a lot of really good use out of Ultra Magnet because you can get it and then have it for a really long time. Unfortunately, Halcyon got it pretty much as early as you can in all skills, and there's not much use for it. But it's still nice to have it for a couple minutes. Nice grenade jump by Halcyon there, getting into the Horu door area. He'll be on to his final segment soon. Xeirla's stomping in onto Kuro's head, and we'll be grabbing Feather momentarily.
Yep. So Halcyon here on his door warp attempt, hopefully able to get it first try, but we'll see. Um,
Yeah,
as he
I'm gonna
does
pick
that.
second try, and it was nice.
Nay, nice commentator's curse, but like reverse commentator's curse.
I'll happily be wrong about anybody if it means they're going to get a first try door warp.
On the other side, we saw the stat just pull up there. Xeirla, compared to his other best race times, about 4 minutes ahead. So awesome work by him, even a little more than that. So good to see him making great pace for it compared to his previous race times.
Yep, we'll be opting for this lower frog rocket jump as well, and gets the distance up. So get up to Suro. This is another nice thing about not doing Stompless, is you can just place a safety save up here, get Charge Dash at the top, and then, you know, have a safety save right before Suro Bash, which is great because Suro Bash is deadly and terrifying. Speaking of deadly and terrifying, Halcyon's going through the final escape, and trying to save, I think he only has half of an energy for this last grenade jump, so if he tosses grenade and loses energy, he won't be able to do the final grenade jump, but that doesn't stop him from finishing. Just have to get through this poison swim, and with 7 health, I think that's not going to be too much of a problem. Yeah, he had 7 health and he got the 4 damage swim. So you could run into a couple of these rocks now if you wanted. He's got a bit of an excess. So we got 1 chance at this grenade jump if the grenade throws, and Halcyon, did not get the impulse.
Gonna have to take the slow finish.
Just gonna have to watch the ending. But still a nice time from him, definitely coming in at a sub 40, so, and of course taking the win, that's what matters the most in the bracket stage. So, GG Halcyon, he just hold right for a bit. Xeirla in the meantime, getting through that Suro Bash, getting into Suro Pass, so get to see some of this out of him. And I'm not sure if he saved right after Suro. Normally you'll see, okay,
there it
made
is.
a save. Just don't want to do that trick again. It's painful. It's painful to have to do Suro Bash multiple times, that's for sure.
Yeah, and he got it on his 4th try, so kind of like you mentioned earlier about him putting the save down. It's one of those things where if you miss Saro Bash 1 or 2 times, having that save will definitely save you time over going down to the Spirit Well each time. Having a little bit of struggle here getting up high enough for the frog shot to gain enough height, but luckily he got a save here, so he can retry it without losing too much time.
Yeah, it would certainly be painful if the save was, you know, down at the start of Suro, or, you know, didn't have a save at all. But managed to break through the roof that time, and will be floating up to the Spike Cave and heading over towards Charge Jump momentarily. This Halcyon still getting through the final cutscene. It feels really long when there isn't a grenade jump to it, but he's gonna optimize this last little bit, which is way slower than just running. But, you know, what else are you gonna do? It looks cool, so we get to see those Naru fall animations.
Yeah, and he finishes with a 39:35, so good time for him there. Xeirla on the other end taking a death from these spikes, and another one really struggling, which a little bit earlier it looked like he was almost thinking about not taking that save right here at the top. So it's a good thing he did, because these spikes are not playing nice tonight.
Yeah, I feel like, now I don't know, I'm just going to make a wild guess here, that this is playing with movement on your left hand, like WASD or ESDF or something like that, and left shift to feather, which is the default binding of the game. And it is so hard to do this section like that, because you have to keep your height steady, you have to constantly tap and release feather, whilst trying to navigate through this U shape with left and right. So that's why this part looks so just awkward, is because of that, because the default bindings for this are just a mess. But Xeirla is through now, and we'll be able to save over at this door, so, well, we still have to navigate it in reverse, but that's part of the job done.
And we'll see if he chooses to do that semi-blind or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess probably not, but I've been surprised in the past. More color
Once
code.
again, another color code. I feel like this is even a color we've already gotten once tonight. Kind of the, I guess more purple than a pink, but...
All of these, you know, kind of, I guess, hot colors, so to speak, red, purple, pink, they're all pretty nice. They stick out against the background, nice and visible. And Xeirla getting through pretty cleanly. I think just took 1 death on the way out, and it was pretty quick, so having a nice reverse spike cave there. And now we'll be going for the Terror Break. And from the looks of things, should be able to level up at the top of Sorrow to get a point for the Sunstone cutscene. Although, admittedly, I didn't see if that said 160 or 150. If that's 160, that's gonna be troubling.
Oh no, did he? Okay, I thought he maybe leveled up the wrong spot to do the terror break, but no, he got it. So hopefully, like you said, he's within the 150 to get the level up here at the top. And also, hopefully, he has an energy. Yeah, I'm sure he does because he's just got it refilled at the charge jump tree.
Yeah. Now, oh gosh, that's 165. We might have to watch the Sunstone cutscene. There is a flower down left.
Oh, that's so painful.
But I think that flower either has 19 or 9 experience in it, and I'm pretty sure it's 9. So I think we're watching the Sunstone cutscene.
Yeah, one of those things. I think he probably thought about trying to go down and look for more experience, but just deciding, you know what, like just take the guaranteed set amount of time loss instead of worrying about trying to maybe make up some time in a way I'm not comfortable in. So we get to watch a fun cutscene over here.
Yep, we get a bit of lore. Every so often, you get that Vuligen guy commentating, and he says something along the lines of, "There's no spoilers in the speedrun." Well, that's a lie, because this is a huge story spoiler for Ori right here. So if you care about the story of Ori, close your eyes, close your ears. We've got something going on here. Now, I think that normally this is supposed to be framed as like Gumo doing a good thing, using the Forlorn Orb, which we never actually went to. So I guess he went there on his own and stole it to bring Naru back to life, which is kind of weird in the first place. But now he's like, "Come over here, my minion that he's raised from the dead, Gumo the Necromancer, performing some dark arts, sending Naru over into the like spooky exploding Mount Horu." That seems like pretty scary to me. I'm pretty sure Gumo's gonna be the antagonist in the next story, because that stuff's fairly unethical.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this Necromancer Gumo lore.
Yeah, I mean, when you play the game casually, you go down to Forlorn Ruins, right? And then you have to help Gumo, like, get the orb and whatever, but we never went there. He just got it on his own. Like, he's powerful. He doesn't need the protagonist's help to get stuff done. Like, that's, you know, he's not to be underestimated. And he says, like, he's the last Gumon, but we go through the Moon Grotto in reverse early on. You see, like, a whole bunch of them there, just, like, waiting, you know?
Yeah, we don't even know the one that brought Naru back is the correct one.
Yeah. There's probably, yeah, like, 30 or 40 Gumos just, like, hiding out. You may be laughing at me now, but just wait until you get to, like, Act 4 of the next Ori game, and then the Gumon are gonna attack, and then you'll say, "Oh my gosh, Sigma was right."
And they all practice necromancy. And in that trailer, that, like, sea of dead mama birds, they're all just gonna be raised back and just have an army of them. Absolutely terrifying.
Oh my gosh. He's gonna use the fact that the spirit tree killed all the birds. Have zombie birds working for him, riding on a, like, he wouldn't even ride on just one bird. Gumo's definitely the kind of dude that would get like 4 birds carrying like a pavilion they could ride in on.
I was thinking he was gonna be like standing up like 1 foot on each bird and then have like his 2 hands on other birds.
Yeah. Then he could throw them at you. This is like a boss fight.
Yeah, that spider boss looking thing that you see in the show, that's nothing. It's really gonna be Gumo. That's the final boss.
Okay, so anyways, the Sunstone's cutscene was done a while ago. I enjoyed that lore speculation, but now we got Xeirla moving through Misty Woods and putting all thoughts of spooky necromancers out of our mind. We're gonna see some charge dash bashing, we're gonna see some air dashing, we're gonna see some feathering, all that stuff, and there's the level up that we wanted at the top of Sorrow, but here we get an energy and health refill, so I mean, that's not so bad.
Yeah, no, I was hoping he was going to use that energy to kind of just put down as many saves as possible, since at this point, no real risk of running out of energy towards the end. But he's feeling confident in his movement right now, so just kind of making his way through and throwing out some extra charge dashes for fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to probably see a save before the last spike section. Did take some damage from a frog there, so I think he's probably at 3 health at the moment. And we'll place a save, so that'll heal him back up. And also be a good save if he happens to get hit twice by these spikes, which can easily happen. Well, one fun thing in this area is whenever you dash, you instantly reset your invincibility frames in this game. So if you get hit and then immediately dash, like if you cut a spiked corner just a little bit too close and are thinking of dashing under it, you just take 2 hits instantly and you die. So it's not something unheard of, so the save can be very high value. And we'll be getting to the climb tree. As you can see there, versus his tournament previous best across the group stage is about 4 minutes ahead of that time. So that's pretty darn good right now. We'll probably be on great pace for a tournament PB throughout the rest of this race.
Yeah, for sure. And then that was the same time he was ahead at Feather. So looking like with cleaner movement, even though he had to watch that cutscene, he didn't really lose any time over his race PB.
And speaking of race PBs as well, I just want to give a shout out to Howell coming with this 39:34, which is better than any of the times that he managed to put up in the group stage. So still on that road to improvement. That's, I believe, his first sub 40 in a tournament race. So that's like great to see. And you know, we'll have to wait to see more from him coming out further into this bracket. I guess to talk about bracket standings for just a minute, because this is a lower bracket match coming in, this does mean that Xeirla will be eliminated from the tournament after this run, but I still think we all enjoyed the whack and pen action. All of those matches were fun to see, so hopefully we'll see Xeirla back for whatever the next story tournament is, you know? Should be good.
Yeah,
maybe
for sure.
The Will-o'-the-Wisps Gumo Necromancy edition. Oh man, so Xeirla's rocket jump up went on an odd angle, but manages to catch the wall and cover with a wall charge jump here. Is on pretty low health at the moment, and is not gonna save, so gonna do this spike climb, saying, nah, these meatballs have nothing on me, I'm not gonna get hit. And
yeah, definitely.
We'll save here.
Put down a safety save, anyways.
Yeah.
I was gonna say not scared of anything, but then he immediately throws on a safety save, which I guess doesn't indicate fear, just that he knows what he's up against and smart, just throw on safety saves like that.
Yeah, took a hit from the Frankie there, just giving him a little whack as he walked by, and we'll place another save, so we'll be in good position. Vaporizes that first mini boss, doesn't quite manage to get the second one, but on this next cycle, gets a bunch of damage off. Can finish off one more charge jump or a couple stomps. The charge jump will do it. And there goes the mini boss.
Yep. So all in all, I mean, that was a really good Misty by Xeirla. I don't think he took any deaths at all, and I think we're now joined by Jay Halcyon. So, Jay, how are you doing? Congratulations on your race and on the race PB.
Thanks.
Yeah, GG, dude. So that was your best race time in the tournament so far. So how are you feeling about that time overall? Do you think you could do better, or you're just going to be looking to improve in future matches, or are you pretty happy with that one so far?
Well, I wasn't. I got past it was about Stomp that I kind of switched from I'm going to try and PB in this race to, okay, I just need to win. I'm just going to play super safe, take extra saves everywhere, that kind of thing. So it's a pretty solid time. I'm happy with it, but I know I can do better.
Yeah, that's a good way to play a race as well. Like it doesn't matter so much, you know, if you're losing a few seconds here and there, placing extra safety saves, dropping charge dashes, stuff like that. But it does matter a lot if you take a 2-minute long death in Misty Woods.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so congrats there, and it was definitely noticeable the using all safety saves and looked like in really solid positions. Some of them really being quite the value saves. One of the things we noticed was a lot of double bashes out of you. How do you feel with double bash? Are you feeling pretty comfortable with it? Do you like to use it a lot?
I adore double bashes. I first got interested in Ori speedruns watching some of the vanilla runners way back when, and back then Sorrow Bash was like 5 double bashes in a row or something, and so that was always the cool tech that I really wanted to learn when I started speedrunning, and so now I'm speedrunning it, and I get to do it all over the place. And sometimes it's even faster.
I definitely liked all of the ones that you threw in, you know, just to climb walls, just because it's a little bit faster if they're perfect. It's just like, hey, why not? Let's juggle this frog up in Valley. Why not?
So going forward in the bracket, your next match will be against Meldon. How do you feel going into that match?
Well, I mean, I've been pretty open from the moment the brackets went live that my attitude has been I'm coming for Meldon. Like, our PBs are now pretty darn close. Our sum of best are pretty close. He's got better races than I do, but he's also been playing a lot longer. So my hope is to give him a really good match and hopefully come out with a win.
Holy smokes. Meanwhile, we have Xeirla doing a meteor kick off the bird into the laser area, leaving light grenade. That was really sick, actually. And didn't die, which is the best part about all of it. So, wow, that was cool.
Yeah, and a grenade jump coming out there, so really pulling out some great movement.
Yeah. And one more thing I wanted to ask you, Hal, is you picked up Ultra Magnet rather than going up the red tree as your late game experience grew out. Oh, Xeirla gets bouldered but has a good safety save, so that's not so bad. How have you been finding that? I assume you've done it a couple times before. Like, you want to just talk me through the Ultra Magnet experience?
I haven't noticed that much of a difference, but I was taking a look at, you know, okay, I could get Ultra Magnet or I could go down the attack tree a little bit, and I realized that really there was one place that I was actually using Quick Flame and the buffed flame, and so the ability to maybe get a little bit more energy coming in on, you know, the trip over to Horu or, you know, a life pickup or something like that seems to be worth it to me. I may change my mind at some point. I've only just started trying Ultra Magnet, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I've definitely thought about trying it myself, because if that swarm drops a couple energy, like, just getting all of it is super nice on your Horu pro. And like you said, the only real useful place for the upgraded attack is shooting one energy crystal and Misty, and then arguably charge flaming a wall in the escape, but normal charge flame works just fine for that as well.
Yeah,
so that's cool to see.
I found the charge flame to be good enough without it, and I 90% of the time stomp that one energy crystal in Misty anyway, so.
Well, there you have it. So, congrats again on your win, Jay, and I'll be looking forward to seeing your next match, and however far you manage to carry it into brackets, take out Meldon. He's a big jerk. I mean, I mean, he's not just listening to me right now. We love you, Meldon.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, so we got Xeirla on the door warp now. District's a pain, but Xeirla manages to get through, so we'll be warping to the end of Horu and going into the final escape. A considerably more relaxing final escape than what Jay had to put up with, because water is not poisonous. So the swim is a nice relaxing dip in the bath kind of thing, rather than a scalding acid pool.
Yeah, you don't have to worry so much about not taking any damage throughout the rest of the escape. And I do want to point out his PB right now, the Wacom Pen world record is a 57:20. So going in here with at about 55 minutes, there is chance for him to PB. So look out for that if he's able to get through here cleanly.
Oh man, you're right. A first try escape would do it. We could witness the Wacom Pen world record, as you said, getting through, charge flame that wall down, and we'll be heading on over towards the end. I have no doubt that we're gonna see a grenade jump attempt here, because we saw a couple on the way over, and this one saves way more time. Those grenade jumps on the way over were pretty good, so we're getting through the swim. Has to try to despawn Kuro here, and gets past that trigger very nicely.
Taking a hit by the rock, but luckily because he did have the clean water, it's not going to kill him. So good escape from him so far. All he has is this one trick, and he is just going to go for it. I don't know if that's going to be a PB or not. It looks like
it's 114 from the black screen. So that's going to be a 57-14 approximately.
So yeah, then it should be a PB, and with that, of course, best race time. So all he has to do is hold right and hopefully have Ori get up.
Yeah. So maybe even opting not to grenade jump specifically because it was fast enough without it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's a completely respectable choice to make. If you already know you're going to PB, don't worry about doing the extra grenade jump. And you can see he is really happy with that run. The pen going crazy on the screen there. So
The pen's
definitely
going.
congrats to him.
I want a heat map of the the pen path after this.
Yeah, maybe he's writing us a message that we need to decipher. Probably GG.
Yeah, we'll get the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics analysis on that one, because I think that's the language that it was being communicated in. But even gonna optimize the end, so maybe aiming for the 57-15. But nope, manages the 14. Didn't lose a second to it. Perfect. It's actually even a 13. I ate my words. 57-14, 13. Numbers.
It's a 13.9. So right there, and then tried to optimize his way into the 14. Was unable to do it. And I actually like 13 better, because then 57 and 13 add up to 70. So that's really nice.
Yeah, that's pleasing. Quite aesthetic.
It is indeed, and congrats to him. We do have a new world record with the Wacom pen, everyone. So we have made history here tonight, and an all-around great race from him. I think he played really safe and didn't go for any too crazy or risky strats, and was able to barely pull ahead in front of his PB. Which, to note, going into Horu was 2 or 3 minutes behind. So able to really make up a ton of time by just not dying and getting a first try in this game. So congrats to him. But going back to the bracket, we do have Jay Halcyon moving on. He will be going up against Meldon, who I think that'll be a fun race to watch there. Definitely seeing Jay Halcyon improve a lot, put up good times, and so that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, should be a good match. Xeirla, unfortunately, out of the tournament now, but going out on a Wacom pen world record is certainly a good way to go out. So GG to Xeirla. Now, we do have more Ori for you coming up right after this. We are going to be watching Rainbow Poogle against Fan, and that's going to be brought to you by Vula and Trojan Dude. So stick around for that. We'll go into a short break, and then we'll be back with more Ori in just a little bit.